The days were filled with rain and windows everywhere wept. I was in the car listening to the radio as the host rattled on about a movie star apparently in the city, preparing for his new big movie. It was the first time any thought of him had crossed my orbit. I was barely 2 streets from my house listening when the car in front stopped suddenly. I pushed the horn. A man in dark clothes was walking across the road up ahead. He lifted his hand to gesture a thank you and continued up the street and away from my car. A day or so later, the newspaper reported that the movie star everyone was talking about had been waving hello to fans on that same street where I'd been in my car. It piqued my interest, and I casually began to follow his mediated movements around town. Soon I noticed that for every paragraph printed in the paper or report on the radio about Ken, there was something related to me. Each morning, waking up, driving to work, and even after parking the car, I kept listening to the radio, searching out possible links. Every moment became fixed on him, the rest of life simply a distraction. Thoughts twisted between possibilities of major mental disorder, egocentric fantasy, and love story. I had to stop rationalising everything and believe this was really happening. From work, I phoned a friend. "I really need to talk. Can we catch up tonight?" I said. That evening I was first to arrive at the house and sorted the junk mail on the doorstep. I found a flyer folded with an advertisement with the words "Top Secret" printed in big letters across the front. Was it a warning? When we met up at the coffee shop, my tongue was broken, and afterwards my friend and I walked into a bookshop, and I still felt caught between wanting to talk and being afraid of ruining the secret. "I'm not sure what's happening," I said after a while, "but something is," I managed to say. "Well, I don't see it," she said, "this struggle you have. You look fine." That was my problem. We got separated then, and I randomly picked out a book from the bookshelf and read, "You know it and you've always known it." I began to wonder if my entire world wasn't simply fictionalising around me, so that I might find myself reading about myself from a book in a second-hand shop. A few days later, the newspaper reported that Ken had been spotted at the same bookshop. He was stalking me. Then I picked up directions like, "You'll see him next week," and waited for each long day to pass before some rendezvous took place. That Saturday and the next I went back to the cafe as if it was some gateway to a new dimension, where I was only skirting its edge, lingering at some train station, waiting for more information before making a judgment. Nothing else seemed more important, and still nothing happened. Maybe I'd got it wrong. But if I'd got this wrong, then everything was open to new interpretation. That week at work I received an addressed envelope with a brochure inside from a mental health organisation. It included a testimony from a lady with schizophrenia. I was terrified as I read. I had to become more vigilant with these roaming thoughts. In my dream I am being shown into the office of my psychiatrist. But as we enter the room, it's much larger than I remember, and as I sit down, she drops a paper in my lap saying something about me failing the test. She shows me a big X mark, and I have received it, and she tells me I'm not really sick, and then leads me out of the building and walks the other way.